What's up, traders? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option, and this is the week that was. Today, we'll talk about what happened with economic reports. We'll talk about what happened with the S&P, the triple Qs. We'll go over all those meaty earnings that happened, and of course, we'll look at the VIX. So with that, let's dig in. All right, so it was quite the week for markets. The S&P 500 closed the week down, really tried to recover, couldn't break the high of the day from Thursday, and kind of gave it away. We had that really ugly day on Thursday, came right up against the 50-day. It looks like we might be heading to the 50-day moving average. So what caused all this? Well, we did have some economic data hit. Non-farm payrolls missed badly, and the revisions were bad too. That does bode well for the Fed dropping rates next week. But other than that, not a lot of bright news out of that. There's a ton of data next week. I'll preview that in my discussion for my week ahead video, which will be coming out tomorrow. But just be aware, Qs had a worse week than the S&P. They were up, got absolutely slammed, recovered a little bit on Friday, managed to close up 0.75%, but they still look like they're hunting that 50-day moving average down at 581.80. The 100 is not that far below. That's 478.21. Now, let's talk about these earnings that happened. We'll start with Meta. Meta, it just got too frothy, and they took it down. And it closed the day basically exactly where it closed on Thursday. I'm liking it to get to 556, and then I'll make some decisions. The one that surprised me is Microsoft, because the report was really good. Thus, it was a little less surprising that they recovered a chunk of what they ate on Thursday, but they gave that away. It's now below every single moving average. It's out there in no man's land. It might be hunting $400, so be wary. Amazon, different story. Great earnings, gapped higher, actually managed to break 200 again. This stock has closed at $200, exactly $200 twice, but it's never actually closed above $200, and it's never been able to get the momentum to really get a clean break over 200. I think that's changed. If there's one Mag 7 stock that I really like, I think it's Amazon. Google did report earlier in the week as well. After getting a nice pop, it basically ended the week where it started before earnings. It picked up a whopping $2. I think Google is kind of dead money for a while because they're just swamped in regulatory issues. They're slow moving. I think they're a little behind the curve in AI. Then last but not least, Apple. It managed to close below the 100-day moving average. That is big. I got to go back 6 months to find a close below the 100-day moving average. We're talking, it had not been below the 100-day moving average since May 2nd. Now, it's still $222, still looks strong. I'm looking for it to potentially move lower. I don't know if it'll make it all the way down to the 150, which is the 150-day moving average. And in a real selling, maybe it could get to 202. But at a minimum, I'm looking for it to test kind of this low from September, call it $214. So there looks like there's about $8 of downside. All right. Now let's close with bonds and VIX. Bonds look really bad, really scary, really ugly. Look out on the bond market, guys. Pay very close attention. They're at a breaking point. It's below $90. It's below $91. The last time bonds had this kind of sell-off was in I got to go back 2 years now. It was this period in 2023 when they got all the way down to 83. You recall that was not a good time for markets. So we need bonds to recover for the stock S&P to recover. And last but not least, the VIX. We've got our big election special situation on, and the election is affecting the VIX. It's holding it high. How do I know? Well, here's where the VIX term structure closed on Friday. And I'm going to go back historic. I'm going to go back in my way back machine to 2016. And we're going to go to the Friday before the election in 2016. And what do you know? The shape looks almost exactly the same. We have election risk premium priced into VIX right now. So what happened 5 years ago or 8 years ago on the election? Well, let's go to that following Friday. A week later, VIX futures were down $4 and the VIX was down 7. So there is real potential downside in VIX, especially if bonds can stabilize. So keep that in mind. I'm going to talk more about this in my preview. But guys, this election, we are not going to see anything until this election is over. When the election happens, I'm looking for a potential rocket ship higher, no matter who wins, as a part of a relief rally. But we could see some selling on Monday and Tuesday ahead of that election. So just be prepared. All right, everybody. So if you've not joined our special situations yet, you've got to jump on board. We've already got our election trade on, but there's time to jump in on Monday. So if you haven't signed up yet, sign up. And if you're watching me on YouTube, like, subscribe, leave a question or comment, and I will get to it. All right, folks, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Have a good one.